So just thinking about that, didn't you feel like you were just being washed in light and love? How many of you would like to be a little bit smoother? Just a little bit smoother? I think we all do, because we have a little rough edges. We're on this, what we might call a journey of awakening. But awakening to what? What are we waking up to, or from, or into? Well, we're awakening into the remembrance of what we already know. We already know deep within us that we are one with Spirit, one with all life, one with God, one with each other. We know that. But we didn't get just dropped out of the sky and we're on this journey alone to figure out what's going on and where we are. We have that beautiful string of light that is guiding us to that place of remembrance. And of course, when we remember that oneness, and we find that joy within. It's interesting, I have on my desk a book, and it's called God is a Verb. And it's actually a book of Kabbalah, mystical Judaism. And it says God is a verb. God is a verb. God has no gender. It's not an it. It's an energy and a consciousness and a movement and an aliveness that's in all of us. It's there already. And our job is to get so in tune with that aliveness in us that it can be louder than all of the beautiful distractions of this physical world. Do you get what I mean? That aliveness in us. We might call it the divine spark or holy sparks, the light of Spirit in us. And we're here to awaken that. There's a lot of, and I don't know, maybe you'd call yourself this, a lot of spiritual explorers, right? Are you that? Have you read a lot of books and done a lot of workshops and done all sorts of study? And you have great knowledge. Many of these spiritual explorers that are many of us have great knowledge. But until it's integrated into our being, we're missing a big piece of the puzzle. It's like trying to tell someone who's never smelled the fragrance of a flower what a beautiful rose smells like. You can explain it and explain it and explain it. But until you put that rose into someone's hand and let them smell that fragrance themselves, they don't really understand. And that's what our intuition is for us. Ernest Holmes calls intuition God in man. That aliveness in us, that spark. Reverend Sage just called it that still small voice within us. The still small voice within that's guiding and directing us through this thing called life back into that place of great wisdom and understanding. And our journey is to figure out how to find this voice. Things are always more than they appear to be. Anything. Do you get that? Nothing is just face value. And until we have the ears to listen, the inner ear, and the eyes to see, the inner vision, we don't really get how mysterious and tasty and wonderful this life is. We get distracted by all the material things when material things are wonderful. They're here for us. We're here to have them. They're not nasty, awful things, but they're to be kept in balance with that rich, mysterious inner life that has so much joy and wisdom for us. And we have to find the way to keep looking in the direction, you name it, but light, love, goodness. keep looking in that direction and finding how we know when we're looking somewhere else. We have to have the tools. And so this morning is really about finding the tools that we can enter this new year, 2020, with an activative, intuitive side. Now, how many of you think that you're a left-brainer? People that are very logical, a lot of reason. Oh, come on, fess up, you guys. Come on, of course. Those of us that are highly sensitive people, we have our problems too, trust me. Probably have a little bit more well-developed intuition, more naturally, but don't give up left-brainers, because intuition is to be developed for all of us. It's here to be discovered and used. Let me tell you, Ernest Holmes explains that to the absolute, the doorway to the absolute stands open at the center of our intuitive perception. Now, intuitive perception is not here. It's not our thinking. Intuition does not fight with our intellect, does not fight with knowledge, but it adds feeling and warmth and color and understanding. So it's right there in our heart is where we're going to find it. And here's what some of, Kabir is a 15th century mystic poet saint. Mystic poet and saint, an Indian, a Hindu. And he says, "You beings on earth who are deep in slumber, awaken." And this is a trick right here. There are many among you who have labored, because this life is about doing the work. Labored to turn darkness into light, bitterness into sweetness. Learn from them. They're here for us. Wake up. What's taking you so long? That's what we're here to do, is wake up. Ernest Holmes says, teach and practice, practice, teach. We're here to learn, and we're here to share. And we can learn from everyone. That's what life is all about. So he's teaching us about that. And the intuition, let me tell you, Ernest Holmes says science, opinion, and intuition, along with many philosophers, the way we get knowledge is through science, philosophy, or opinion, and intuition. We can learn from external things, books and schools and people and all that. But the greatest wisdom, true wisdom, comes from our intuition. And Ernest Holmes says, intuition is the greatest faculty man has, because it does just what Reverend Sage was talking about this morning. It unfolds, it gives us light. Kirk and I have decided, for a New Year's practice, now not to be too hard on ourselves, not a whole list of, lose those extra pounds and do this and go to the gym every morning and all those things we need to do. But every morning to wake up with our journal and just write one question. What am I to know today? So, sometimes we make life too hard. Would you agree with me? You pack on all the things you need to do to be a better person, to be happier, to get more joy, to have better relationships, to do whatever, when really, what do I need to know today? And you could add to be the best I can be, or whatever it is, but just what do I need to know today? And it's beautiful what things come up. A few days ago, I had a big, long stream of consciousness that came out. And this morning, it was very simple. It was just a very small word. And I just said, is there more? No. That was it for the day. And my lesson is not to make things so hard and so complicated, to just lighten up. I'll never forget, when we had our angel store, we had a plaque up, and it says, "Angels fly because they take themselves lightly." A good reminder for all of us that when we take ourselves lightly, we have much more space within us to hear that still, small voice within. And being a spiritual explorer feels productive. We're getting things done, but we have to balance that with the integration of taking time to smell the fragrance and see what it feels like. So I'm going to ask today for us, if you're with me on wanting to develop a deeper, I would say a deeper sense of intuition is a deeper relationship to God, for sure. If you're wanting to do that and make spiritual resolutions this year, I'm going to give you a few things to choose from. But I want to read, this isn't just our teaching. This comes from modern day teaching, as in Ernest Holmes, when he says, intuition is spirit knowing itself. Our intuitive capacity is greater than our intellectual capacity. Don't faint, left-brainers. It's okay. It doesn't mean it gives it up. It's just adds more to it. It is the language of feeling. And again, does not deny the intellectual conviction. It just adds warmth, color, and feeling to it. Again, Kabir, this 15th century Indian mystic, poet, and saint, said, if you want the truth, I'll tell you the truth. He said, listen to the secret sound, the real sound, which is inside of you. It's right there right now. And my little buddy Rumi, 13th century Sufi mystic, poet, theologian, says, when you do things from your soul, now I want you to listen to that rolling river God that we heard. When you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving through you, in you, as you, a joy. When actions come from another section, the feeling disappears. It's not that we can't find joy and happiness and goodness and understanding and wisdom out there, but it goes away. When we find it in here, it's always with us. And when we learn how to make that connection, we can pull on it at every time we need it. It's always there for us. And he goes on to say, don't let others lead you. They may be blind or worse, vultures. Reach for that hope for God. So I'm going to list a few things. I want you to think, what are you willing to do? Do you agree that the intuitive connection is important? Yes. Okay. So what are you willing to do? There's certain things work for certain people. Now, I know a dear friend, to get that spiritual connection, the shower. I don't know how many of you go in the shower and just let that rolling river God just pour over you and get flashes of insight and awakening, and you let go of what you don't need. I mean, that's one way. I talked about the journaling, if you like to journal, or if you're willing to. Some people don't like to, but they get a lot of goodness. Journal. What do I need to know today? Or, what's the best decision to make? Are you willing to do that? Some of us, when it's going out for a walk or a run or getting out of our routine, to just be available to goodness. Now, Matthew Fox says creativity and God are the same thing. That's that verb again. It's the being to create. The creativity is God. And if you get out of your regular space and do something creative and different, you're open to a new expression in your life. So you can journal, you can walk, you can create, dance, paint, sing, express, whatever that is. You can run. For me, I know the greatest thing, the way I know, and boy, my life, if I just listened to all those intuitive knowings I had and trusted the still small voice louder than the voices around me, my life would be a bit different now. But I know they're there. The body sensations, your body is our messenger. It is the temple of our soul. And it's there for us to know a bigger and greater truth about life. It's there for us to learn how, when they say trust your gut, you know, some of us get the answers in our gut, some of us get it in our heart, but we know that it's the truth and we need to trust it. Trust it, trust it, trust it. So just think, what is it that you're willing to do? This fresh start, this clean slate, to have a better relationship with Spirit, with God, with your true self, with one another. Just what is it? And make that spiritual commitment. Are you willing to? Okay, so I'm going to ask you to close your eyes now that you've just made yourself willing. Put your feet on the ground. Kirk, can I have just a little music for a minute, babes? Thank you. And I just want you to take a nice deep breath. Just owning into the energy right here and right now that we are here at the end of 2019. We're here at the end of a year, a chapter of our life. We get to choose what to take with us as we move from the darkness and turn that darkness into light, into wisdom, into truth, into knowledge, into knowing, into the experience of goodness and kindness and love. We get to do that. Choices we make truly, truly, truly mold our life, shape our life, shape our life. So take that reflective moment that we started with and bless the things you choose to leave behind, the things you choose to wipe off this slate, to bring the learning and the knowledge and the but to just clean the slate so you can start fresh and new and smooth. And at the top of this beautiful slate, in your mind's eye, just write down either with words or just a knowing, I take into 2020 the things that really matter to me, that make me a better person, that is a gift to myself and to those around me. I make the choice to be that person. And just in your mind's eye, either feel or see, whatever your intuitive way of knowing, what really matters to you and what you want to activate, those holy sparks to ignite on fire in 2020. Is it creativity, kindness? Is it focus? Is it creation? Whatever it is that really matters to you. Is it family? Is it health? Is it living in joy from the inside out? Decide what you're putting on that list. Not bringing forward the things that have been distractions, but to only allow on that list the things that open and awaken you to the best experience. Because knowing what we actually do for others, for this world, what we do for ourselves, is a gift that we give to life, to our community, to our family, to our friends. And be sure to add on your list, take time to renew, take time to forgive, take time to be kinder to self and others. All of that. And I want you to imagine that this clean slate that is now filled with the things that really matter, the things that awaken you to a God as a verb in your life, God living in you, through you, as you. Awaken to that. And just imagine that you fold this beautiful, clean slate that you've written all the things that matter. Fold it up in your mind's eye. And feel its warmth, feel its vibration. Feel the love and intention it holds and place it in your heart. And know that as you've placed it in your heart, you become a co-creator with that wisdom wisdom, that language of God, the message of Spirit that guides and directs you. And to let your life unfold perfectly, look in the direction of this new year and see a bright, clean path, an opening. And see, as you see this path on the other side, is that call of Spirit, the call of love, the call of life, the call of warmth, encouraging, blessing you into your greatest experience, your greatest yet to be. Knowing together that life is good, that we are feeling good right now from the inside out, and these sparkles that we are bless not only this path, our life, but bless the world. And take this moment, because our commitment, and take the hand of the person next to you, and if there's a blank seat, just hold that angel that holds that space. And know we are in this life together. We lift each other up. We lift ourselves up. We get lifted up when needed. We are here to lift ourselves, to lift this world, to be the light, to share the good, and to share the love. And just feel that energy, that vibration and energy of God consciousness moving around this room through the hands and hearts of the people that are here, and let it move around this world. We are truly blessed and a blessing, and so it is. Give those hands a squeeze. I say thank you for being in my life. Thank you for a beautiful year that we've grown together. And I know for myself, as I know for each person, year 2020 is a year of magnificence and newness. It is. And let's just seal that by saying, and so it is, and let our sparks fly. Happy New Year almost, and so it is. Bless you all.